Ooh, I just ate pizza, so the tiredity is gonna hit me soon. I'm watching. Okay, whatever. I'm watching. Uh, Tennessee Brando's Trump's immigration plan just took a disturbing step, and this is again another video about talking about the remigration garbage that the Trump admin posted. They're just getting more and more like, yeah, we want to be Hitler in America. Why don't we just dig up his corpse and bring it here and just display it in the White House rotunda and be like, Hitler ain't gonna be shit compared to us. Fuck Nazi Germany. This is America. Anything you pussies did, we can do better. So, um, remigration. What is it with these people? Remigration. Why they gotta? Why they gotta? Why they gotta word it up? And I also watched while I was eating pizza again. Food. Food makes everything go by better. The Doak, not the full episode, but I watched part of it about him talking with the AI guy about it was the 2 years until everything is fully changed, and he was talking about many things, but basically one of the things the guest talked about was basically how the AI companies, one of their goals, one of their desires is through the use of artificial general intelligence combined with robotics is essentially to replace every laborer and person that does any work with a robot. And so, yeah. It's like Mexicans. I mean, you're worried about the Mexicans or whatever taking their job. Like, there's going to be a robot taking your job if they have anything to say about it. And I don't really understand how these companies can. Everything is the robots do all the work, making everything and doing everything. You don't have a customer base. Nobody has any money to buy anything. Even if we just start printing money and giving money to people, I mean, doesn't doesn't that just create runaway inflation? I don't know. I don't know how you create a valid market capitalist blah blah economic system with a massive slave army that does everything for everybody. It literally does everything for everybody. And now we're all just meat slabs that have everything provided for us throughout our entire lives. And, you know, they bitch about socialism, but I mean, what world are they trying to really create? I mean, are they trying to create a world where they don't need people anymore? And they're just like, I really don't understand what is trying to be accomplished here. And so you kick out all the Mexicans. There's no one to do. There's no one to do the shitty farm labor and shit labor in general. So you come in with your million robots that are going to be able to replace them. So they do that. And it's a slave race that can do that. And it works. And it does that. And then you're like, great. Our new generation can replace all the service workers, all the truck drivers, and some of the professionals, and all the companies I like. Great. Everyone's fired. And then in another year, everyone except the CEOs and maybe the VPs, basically everyone else is fired except for 10,000 people who own stuff. And no one has any money. All the retirement accounts, all the everything is just gone. Except for savings. If you have some savings. So basically try to wipe out your debts now. Start working on your debts right fucking now. Clear all your debts fucking immediately. Like right fucking now. That's just a side note, a little nugget of knowledge gift to you. Get rid of your debts while you fucking have them. And yeah. And by debts, I mean debts to banks and shit like that. If you just owe like some person some money that's unofficial and unrecorded, then whatever. But if you owe banks and lawyers and whatever that's recorded and it's official, that stuff you need to pay off. They'll be coming for you. Anything that's recorded and has not been wiped away, you need to take care of that. I don't know. That's just a little bit. What else is? Hold on. Pause. before listening to the rest of the video. I think there's there's the phrase un-American being thrown around by everybody also. You know, people on the right, people on the left. This is un-American, that's un-American. And at least finally, both sides are accusing each other of being un-American. Because for the longest time, it was basically just the right that was just throwing that out there. It was just being like, you're un-American, you're un-American, you're un-American. Finally, Democrats are just being like, you know what, you're un-American. Fuck you. It's like, yes, finally, getting some balls and calling the right fucking traitors, basically. I mean, without saying the word traitor, you're calling them a traitor. But, you know, un-American. It's kind of just a bullshit word. Especially used in a lot of these contexts that they're using them in, because if you were using them in the courtroom, someone would be like, but there's actual precedent for this behavior in America, so actually they are American when they do this, because there's precedent for this behavior being used in America. So actually they are American. This is a decidedly American behavior when you start rounding people up and putting them in internment camps. That's actually very American. When you start trying to deport them in that process, that's very American. It's happened before. So that's not un-American. That's American. We did that before. It later said we regretted it, but we called it an oopsie. But, you know, there's precedent for it. So, yeah, it's American. It's also very American to do some bad shit and be like, sorry. So that's also American. That's also pretty much every country. This is to be like, we fucked up. It's pretty much a human thing to be a piece of shit and be like, yeah, so sorry, I was a piece of shit. You know, like, what are you gonna do? Being an asshole a lot of times is just way easier than, you know, not being an asshole. What are you gonna do? Are you gonna like try to be nice, or are you just gonna like fuck you, and I'm gonna go back to watching TV and sitting here eating my pizza? Because I think sitting down eating my pizza, watching TV is easier than, you know, like being a nice guy, letting you have some of my pizza. I don't know. Because I don't like to share my pizza. It's my pizza. Even though you made it for me and you bought it, it's still mine. It's still my pizza. Get the fuck away. Okay. So before I get to more of the video, I'm kind of covering one of Tennessee Brando's videos. He just did a 40-second ad read Dude always does videos. You can watch him, Tennessee Brando. He's a guy. I watched I watched a bunch of his stuff. I was watching him, um, The Enemy Within, and Secular Talk for a long time. Whew, beautiful. When I was just in the political stuff like constantly. I'm not in it right now because I'm not feeling it. You know, I'm not like, ooh, it's just it's too much. It's too much. But I kind of stopped watching Tennessee Brando, I think, because of right there what I just ran into, which was he started doing ad reads. And ad reads are annoying in enough in exclusivity, right? They're annoying enough just because they're ads, but they break up the flow. All right. Just like this right here, me bitching about fucking ad reads is breaking up the flow. But you know what? It needs to be fucking done. It fucking needs to be done because these fucks, and I'm not even really talking about the creators here. I'm talking about fucking advertisers who are like, you need to talk about in that case of what he just read, some fucking weed gummies. It's just like, man, I realize we're having a hard time here and people need to get fucked. Oh. Do you really need to advertise weed gummies? It's like advertising alcohol. Have you heard about this new thing? It's called beer. What's beer? I've never heard of this beer thing. Tell me more. Well, it's this thing that you drink it and experience good vibes within you. Warm feelings. Wow. Let me have some of this magical brew. What the fuck? It's weed. It's weed in smoky smoke form or, gummies or brownies or whatever the fuck. Wow. Weed. What a fucking novel. Just fucking get some weed. If you're in a state where you can get some weed, get some weed. Where it's legal, or go to the corner and get some weed. It's really drugs. We've all been teenagers. It's called drugs. Get fucked up, or don't get fucked up. Get some alcohol. It's drugs. Who cares? We don't need fucking drug pushers. Drugs don't need pushing, like the man says. They push themselves. It's like sex. Sex pushers. They don't need hookers on every corner being like, by the way, remember, go have sex. I'm not having sex with everyone. I'm just reminding everyone, you gotta have some sex. We're trying to have sex. It's just the firewall between sex is, there's not enough women being like, you want to have sex right now? I'm a useless piece of shit. Oh, I don't fuck useless pieces of shit. Like, yeah, I thought so. But you know what? cans of beer, fuck useless pieces of shit. As long as they have money. Boom! Drugs! I mean, come on. Fucking advertisers. Again, why drugs don't need pushing. And why they're so bad. And yet, so deliciously good. Go cigs. Now, if only cigs get you high, like weed, then they'd really be problematic. And I probably need to stop doing my cigs. Smoking. Anyways, whatever. Fuck. That little rant went way too long, clouding up the video. All right, back to that. Hold on, let me pause this for a minute. So, yeah. It was, the rest of that video was just, it was him talking about remigration more. But he talked a little bit about how showed like a, I don't know, newspaper, talk about a newspaper clipping or something like that of Nazi Germany had remigration first and deportation first. And then this is my take. My take is essentially it just became more cost efficient to just kill people. So, I mean, it's better PR to deport them at the beginning. It's essentially a step process. You start with deportations, you start with more deportations, you start with broader deportation stuff, and now you get to the point where we're at, where you see kind of, you know, yeah, there's a lot of pushback, but because of how everything is going on, and because of everything, it's just, I don't know. The shit has to keep going. So yeah, you can get a lot of pushback on, you know, for a few protest days of the year, no King's Day, you can get 5-6 million people protesting, pushing back. But again, that's in a country of more than 300 million people. But in the day-to-day, you're just not getting the percentage level stand up needed. So I think more and more you're going to probably just see people just kind of start to see more people die in the, I don't know what they call them, internment camps, but the waiting places, waiting to be deported places. I wonder how many people have been deported, though. I don't even really know. I don't think no one really knows. Most people just kind of, I don't know, don't care. I think a lot of people don't care, really. It's like they would care if they had a single earner household and that single earner only needed to work 40 hours a week. Then they would care. Then they would care. You would have a lot more time in your mental space to care at that point. Um, but that's not the case for most people with a family. And I don't know if that is particularly by design, but it's sort of by design. It's by design of optimization for profit. And then now because of that, you're allowed to do certain other things. There's all this kind of confluence of circumstances now. And you know, in the context of America, the worst thing for America is the poor white person. It's just like just don't get it. They just have never seemed to understand who's fucking them the most. Even before the Civil War, they just never seemed to understand. That's why you had the Confederacy. It's just like, yeah, I'll fight to keep slavery around. Like, you just didn't get it, did you? You didn't understand. The plantation owner is the guy that you should be killing. But whatever. He's paying me a good wage. He's paying you a wage still. I mean, like, whatever. Dumb white people. Dumb middle management idiots are the ones that are destroying the world and have been forever. Stupid jobbers. I want a good job so I can insert stupid ass fucking reason here. But whatever. If we need to go down that path and then let Earth be a smoldering cinder like Mars. I mean, whatever. It's just one solar system amongst billions. So who cares? God will just create another race to test out the function and the limiting factors. Right? And the failure of humanity. Anyways. It's enough philosophy. But yeah, Hitler. There we go. Managed to make another Hitler. And his name is Trumpster Dumpster Fire. Alright. That was an okay pizza though. It was $5. Decent. It's getting cold. It's gonna be cold for like 2 days. Using the heater a little bit. Whatever. Tax the rich, kneecap the rich, and boobularity. Peace.